have auto framing on. It says for me to keep my phone very steady. I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, phone. It's the whole thing. Yeah. Going on with my fucking phone tonight. But like that's I'm gonna go drive all the way over to like Walmart today. Go to Scenic Mountains. It's a whole thing. Because it actually takes longer since there's like more traffic going on over on the US 60 westbound. That's a whole thing. So there's that. It's a thing. I felt like just recording. I have a lot of other things I have to put out. So there's that. I don't really have anything to talk about. It's the real truth of it. I don't really have much in the way to talk about. But I felt like recording because I haven't really recorded ever, in a while. I just got into a slump of just going, no, I don't really feel like doing it. So I'm just going to start doing it now. So that way I can just start myself doing it. I have nothing to talk about, but that doesn't mean anything. A lot of people do that every day and they get thousands of dollars a month to tens of thousands, even hundreds and millions, just doing fuck all, really. Talking about nothing. A month. Yeah, they just get that. It's something. But it's no, I have to, say that my idea is very good and all this stuff because I'm going to try and mimic you. And I'm like, dude, what you're talking about is a bunch of shit that a bunch of politicians effectively will have very little to care about you and your thoughts on. Which kind of just mostly just sucks about that for them that have to deal with that kind of thing their way. You know what I mean? Right? Because they're like, this is how I can feel like I have a way to do something. And that's normal. I mean, everybody wants to feel like they can do something, right? But not really as effective as you think it's going to be towards those larger end policies or any effect towards any of your wars or something that you're protesting, right? That's really up to them. Come on, be objective about that just a little. Come on. Right? Look, I get it, but no, they're very not caring about you. It's just sort of what it is. Right? And it's not to be a dick, but, kind of have to be blunt and direct about it. Right? Fucking no. No, they're not going to care that much. Why would they? Right? I can affect them by sanctions or some fucking, you know what I mean? Right? And it's that doesn't really change much. It doesn't. Yeah, if I'm self-sustaining and if I just go get it from fucking any, if I even really needed it, I can just get it from any other country that might have it, which at this point, because of how global a lot of our supply chains are, no, it's really not that big of a deal, truthfully. Yeah. And other people just sort of get money on the side as a result of that. So, it's not really anything. That's what that looks like. But, that's just because it's, I have to have this matter. Right? If you're the leader, you have to do the I have to have this matter thing. So it's no, it doesn't really mean anything. But the rule, blah, 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 actually I can circumvent your asses so easily. It would be no real trouble after a point for a lot of them to do that. So, you have to take the good and the bad and the ugly on that one, right? No, they're not really going to give a fuck. So, yeah, it's what it is. But if it serves the needs of any of the ones up there right now, of course they can use you, right? And it's like, maybe I can get a % of them from like your crowd to call for once, because it's like really even hard to get someone to fill out a fucking online form. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, calling's like even harder, let alone emailing. Yeah, like they don't wanna. Like, you get like a few going. It's mostly the ones that are a certain type of ways, but that tends to be based upon your general local area and how upset or not there are those individuals about one thing or another in that area. Yeah. So like, that's kind of how that works. You know, and it's really whatever the big kind of thing is, yeah, for that. Otherwise, it's like, and did Reddit or something post about this thing going on about that? Like, you know, whatever it could be. Yeah, I got 3 calls about it today. You know, 3 extra. That's something. The problem is, it's like, if you get it to hundreds, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's when you're gonna have that happen, right? So, oh my God, a couple hundred calls today. A couple hundred DDoS level phone calls. Online can't possibly keep up. Not even a little. I'm getting DDoSed over here. Denial of fucking service by calling. That's all we can hope for to change this. We just take the fucking. I don't give a shit what the hell you're saying, you little dumb fuck. You fucking what, mate? You fucking think I give a shit? You fucking what, mate? Fucking what? I'm gonna take my phone line out. I don't have to give a shit. Right? Like, I don't have to care. Like, I literally can do whatever the fuck I want. You know, it doesn't even matter if, right? Like, I get voted, because I run uncontested, basically. Yeah, it's only a few of us that really kind of have to worry sometimes. We have to fuck up, like, a lot throughout the entire year, and, like, very close to any points in my election coming up. That's what they say, you know what I mean? It's kind of boring shit. Truthfully. That's why political commentary stuff is kind of really boring. Or a lot more. Even though it matters far more for us. It's like, hey, look at all these trolls. They can run. Represent blah, 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 blah. Because it doesn't change anything at all. What it does is actually, like, real movements. You know, people getting no longer afraid to try and go. You know, having time. Like, a lot of the things that these, you know, kind of movements can help. You know, either service, situation, life, person, whatever, right? They don't have that time. They don't have a lot of what it is that you're thinking that they have to do that. Right? And it's like, oh, they're on the fucking thing I'm on. And what is this? I don't know, public internet, like library, barely any of those left though. And then we got like fucking anywhere where hostile architecture does not exist for me. You know what I mean? Same thing among like a lot of other kind of things, you know, for people that are, you know, less fortunate for sure. Me being like a part of that crowd, I, you know, used to be an ACP before it got shut down. Now I'm dealing with that with my parents. They pay for a lot of things. That doesn't go over very well. You know, they are objectively a lot of some of the reasons why the issues. They do. You know, when your own mother says it to you too, right? We're not good. It's what it is. Yeah. there's arguments here for like, you were an adult and I didn't know shit, you dumb fuck. So like, there's that kind of thing, right? But like, there's more to that than you think. Like, hey, I can just talk about it a little bit, right? Communication is what a large percentage of our current economy is built off of. The AI craze boom is a huge one as well, which we know it's tied up in a fuck ton of our economies. So if that blows up, like, you want people online, and they got rid of that. So like, that you think isn't a lot of people, but then it's actually a lot more people than you might expect. And the 40% technically has some sort of like thing going on with somebody helping them online. Imagine if every one of you literally could not get a Netflix or some other fucking subscription. I mean, the amount of piracy that we see that happens as a result of this is not as significant as you think. It's the whale and then like the bell curve kind of average of money that they make on free games and whatnot. That economy is pretty huge. In fact, like, there's a reason why a lot of them want you to look at ads. Right now it's a big thing where you have to pay a lot more for those ads in that streaming service, just because it's seen like you're actually going to get eyes on, and it's required. No matter what, they're going to get it. Like, despite all the ad thingy, but they're required, to get it. So it's seen as a genuine per eye. There's someone there for sure. You know what I mean? So you pay a good amount more, which kind of supports them a lot. So which if you get into like in that, it's like, what is advertising? What's the return on investment in advertising? Most of the time, if you're in my kind of niche and crowd, there is literally no way you would ever not use Reddit or like go online, at least a little, to some YouTuber community or whatever, about some product that you might buy, right? Like, unless it's just like something you can quickly pick up, like, the answer is no, fuck that. Right? Like, that's not what I want to do. I want to definitely, for sure, have it such that my money really meant something. That's kind of a thing. So, like, no, that also gets into cheap knockoffs. They might flood a market on Amazon, but a lot of people like myself will just literally go, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Like, literally, it looks too cheap, it looks too good to be true. All of those things on top of, I didn't look. So, I don't know. Right? Like, other than like basic bitch brands that everybody goes to. That could be like Colgate. How many of you basically never switch from like a name brand toothpaste? Even though it's really not different, is it? You know what I mean? It's really pretty much not. But like, yeah, that's kind of like a thing. Somebody will just buy that consistently. They're not gonna fuck around. You couldn't come up with like shing-a-ding, which is just like, why the fuck is it named after like a sword coming into the sheath? And it's like geared towards men, obviously. Yeah, it's got all the sharp lines and angles. It's got like this fucking like little squeezy dude. Right? It's like, it's a cheap brand knockoff. It probably has like talcum or some fucking baking soda or something. That's just supposed to not be had by us, right? That kind of thing. Like, it's like, no, we can have the baking soda. It's like, oh, okay. But like, what about this? And it's like, well, no, yeah, oh, okay. Well, is that in there and it's not an active ingredient? Who even looks at inactive ingredients? Bro, I want the active part. Well, like, the active part's a big deal. It's that cheap, and it has the shit in it. It's all the plastic waste, single use you could ever think of in it. It's like, how'd you save money on this? I gave you radioactive poison. For my teeth? That had to be more expensive. I feel that's like more expensive than like not just doing that at all. Fucking bastards. What is that about? Fucking jeez. Right? But no, we're not gonna do that, I guess. So whatever that is. You know? Because like, no! You can get nowhere in Amazon. It's just a barrier to entry. You might think it's good. That's fair-ish, maybe. You know? Like, it'll be a good tool to just have break before you buy like a good one. That's like $500 fucking for no fucking reason sometimes. Makes you feel bad. Right in the feels. Right up in there. Don't like it at all. It sucks. Like, no. Tell me again about that was $500. It's used too. Oh, fucking what? Just a regular tool though. You're gonna need it for 3 things. Just go rent it. Yeah, I don't want to spend like 5 hours driving somewhere to the only place where I can rent it. I just don't want to do that. Yeah. But over here, it's got to be a card thing. Never specified. Now it's a scenario like this. Now you have to figure it out. No matter what, you're wrong. Get wrecked, bitch! This isn't fair! It was gonna be this other thing that I wanted that is objectively stupid and bad. It doesn't make sense. I got you! No, you didn't. At all, really. I don't know who you're catching. This is just a conversation I'm having with myself to a phone. What is this? Anyways. Right, it's like, oh, okay. Well, yeah. But what are you gonna buy? You know, it's like super expensive. It's like that. I don't know. They're talking to a broke boy that's broke all the time. You what, mate? What? Fucking come fight me, bitch. Fucking you what? You fucking what, mate? Anyways. I don't know. I was just thinking about that. Yeah, for reasons. Pretty obvious reasons. What am I gonna do with my future? You know, what is that gonna be? That's a thing, you know. Kinda sucks like that. Yeah, you get older. You have no support or safety network. So, you know, there's that. I finished the cone. The cone's finished. I haven't put it up there. I have to like undo like a bunch of clips, unscrew it, bolts, kind of stuff like that. I just don't want to do it right now. I literally just finished it. It's in annealment right now. Yeah, I got some quartz sand. Put it in a pot. I don't have enough for all of it. So some amount is covered. A small amount is. But it's still in the pot, you know, in my oven. It's PETG tough, so it's at like, you know, about 220 to 240 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly. It's going to be doing that for a whole day. It'll figure itself out, I guess. close to about 115C. Yeah, that's how you have to anneal shit like that. So there's that. How it works out. I don't know what to tell you. I'm glad it fucking printed it, to be fair. Like, actually, yeah. It has not once been successful outside of these goggles that I printed. And a couple of benches. Shit, I'm not happy about that. Gotta be real fucking brutal. It's not great. But it just doesn't good at all, yeah. My experience, I've noticed, is a part of like a half and half of the community, of the kitty community. Right? Like our community, either you have half that it just never fucking works, and the other half it works. Right? And it's like it could be a quality control to just a user, literally, skill issue, error problem. You know what I mean? Like that's totally normal with me. That I expect. Seriously, I do. Like I don't fucking. There's no way. I've never been trained in any fucking use of it. I mean, who needs to? It's just put a file in there. I don't have a bamboo. That's what you do with a bamboo. I have a kitty. Right? Like, it's like, no matter fucking what, this shit needs everything kind of like done in a way that's very annoying. Like, at auto bed levels, you think that'll be fine, right? Like, you leave all the settings, like, no. Every small setting, it matters that much with this thing. There's no, I'll adjust properly. There's no, like, I'll take that into account. You know what I mean? Like, all those, like, oh, it's PETD tough, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking doing it, right? It's like, yeah, no, except I have a weird expanding issue in between this fucking stupid hot end of my extruder and the fucking stupid part that fucking, like, is the gear transmission system, basically. It's just the grabber that pushes it in. Almost looks a little bit like a supercharger, like a twin scroll. You know? That's a whole thing. Moving on, though, the point is that, like, yeah, no, it grabs it and pushes it in. So apparently, like, they didn't want to use metal or, like, preheat that area or cool it somehow with, like, gears or screw something in. You know, like a little, you know, it goes up into the thing, right? And then that just goes down. You just screw that part in instead of, like, sliding it up and then screwing those things. They get it screwed that, like, all the way in to that part, and they don't. You could cool that part more, and they didn't. You could use oil, they didn't do that. You know, a little oil channel, little fucking flat piece, bitch, from, like, some kind of, like, laptop would work just fine, honestly. No, that doesn't exist there. That's not there. It doesn't exist. I want to get a bamboo. I don't know why. If you know the saga of the blue sky, it tells you all about it. But it's like there's this little gap. I put this little 0.5 millimeter fucking little spacer washer guy there. Can barely get it in. So there's like no gap, is what you think, except for the fact that there's a gap there when it's hot. There's no way it's not getting enough air. So the moment I move the fucking fan to the outside, because there's this little house with this little compressor, like this little rotating laptop guy fan, right? Yeah, I mean, and it blows on to things to cool it. However, like what it doesn't tell you is that it's like it's, you know, got this little hot end and it does not do any cooling. I mean, there's a little cooling thing down there with the little fan, but there's that little thing here that's just like in the way for the air to move out of the way, right? So it goes back up, and so then that slowly heats up your little fucking stupid little gear things that have metal in them, right? And it's like, oh, right, this fan's blowing in to cool that air for some damn reason. I'm like, no, you're just taking the hot air from below the hot end and putting it into there. Why are you doing that? And the answer is no, because fuck you, I know better. And it's like, no, just fucking flip the fan around. Like I did, I put it on the outside. So there's a little induct short runner thing, because there's some depth to this plastic shell, right? But like, you know, that's not too bad, okay? Really, genuinely, it's not. What's the problem actually is that it's like, oh, yeah, yeah, you won't know that that's something you should do at all, just to stop basic clogs. That will not appear until you've used it for long enough. The ABS plastic that they use expands, I guess, over enough time, and it gets creep. It starts to fail. And that's all I've got for that. Right, like the 0.5 millimeter or whatever fuck it ends up being that might expand around that, like that's enough that it causes a problem, right? So like a replacement to that is actually worth it, is what I would tell you, right? Because that would solve a lot of the clogging issues that I've been having. But then I've also been getting better at fucking doing other things on that. But the little short runner, and then it blows air out into the rest of the, you know, the enclosure, is like a much, much better way to go about doing that. Much. Seriously, like, it literally made it so the print works, besides like a 0.5 millimeter instead of a millimeter now, that I do for retraction, and then stock retraction on like literally everything, so just 30, yeah. But it worked. I still have a little bit of stringing. There's some banding. I can't get rid of the fucking banding. I hate this thing, just this tiny amount. It's built for strong prints. It's clearly what it is, yeah. It is not for nice detail stuff, you know, that looks really, like, you gotta get the paint filler, you know, the automated paint filler, you can do all that shit. Which, like, no, it's annoying. Why would that be a thing I need to do? What is that even? Why can't it just be good at something? You know what I mean? It's right, you know, but see, that's the thing with the volcano tip that I have. Like, if you just go slightly over and then you just sort of like iron from the side of the wall in at that angle, you can kind of on that side, right? You get a chamfer or fuller into the piece. And that rolls over that edge, and it melts it onto it, right? Like it's objectively a good thing. But they don't do that. That's not a part of their pathing. They could also like do like a couple of other things for like how they extrude, like increase and decrease the pressure, and like a vertical Z height. Now, as it does that, it creates a wah-wah kind of pancake sort of thing, and the other side can be offset, so that it slips in between those two parts, which allows for a nicer print, and a nicer roll surface, and a stronger bond. All right, but like they don't do that. That's not in there. I don't know why that's not in there. You know what I mean? But like, you know, it's pretty good. Like it's look, it's just that I'm fucking defeated about the surface quality. You know, there's a layer shift here. It's better than the last one with the nylon. There was a couple of layers. I never showed that off, I bet, but there were a couple layers that did not adhere perfectly. Right, they separated. Right, this one did not have that, which is nice. Like really, actually, pretty nice. So. Yeah, and so it's polyamide, right? There's ultra PA. It's PPA. And like that's different than the PA standard, right? But it's not like tremendously different, but it's different enough. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, and then I tried to print it with a temp tower and it never fucking worked, and I hate it. And I don't want to print like an individual temp tower, like at all, in any way, for every fucking temperature. I don't want to do it. Like at all, I just don't, yeah. But I'm gonna probably have to do that. That shit sucks. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. But like, yeah, it's expensive. It's $60 a kilogram. That's not cheap. Right? I mean, I get polycarbonate 3 kilograms on fucking Amazon, right? for like $80. Yeah, like polycarbonate's really good material. Like it's really strong material. It has a high melting point too. It's actually pretty good shit. Poly 8-9, it's like a step above most nylons. Yeah. Apparently it can be used inside of automotive equipment. Like, I guess it's something to do with the timing gear for single cylinders, right? So they can handle some heat and pressure. They can handle some wear and tear. And I was just printing with that, trying to do a cone, because I'm like, yeah, it's gonna experience heat, wear and tear. The PD stuff, fine. I don't need to do that. It'll be fine. Like, even this, a cone isn't even the right, like, thing. Yeah, like, I still need I might have to get a rotary tool or something and like, cut that. Get some heat, like a soldering iron, and kind of melt it and squish it a little bit. Or, just get it hot in, like, an oven and squish it a little. That kind of thing. Just because it's easier at that point to kind of shape it. But that's also because, like, I don't want to fucking, like, drill and then, like, get some inserts, essentially, to bolt it to the fucking little front end intake thing. Yeah, that's really all that is. I'm like, nah, I could do that, though. Just get another L bracket. That's all I have to do. I'm not kidding. L bracket works, and it's just like, weather stripping. Not really though, but like, point is yeah, no, I can connect it and have it be sealed. Sure, yeah, no, I can do that. That's totally possible. It's not going to be a real ram air. I have to print multiple pieces for that. I have to get to the, I have to do it. Yeah, like, I have to go and print this stupid little, I have to connect, I have to go through the fucking thing, I have to, all that. Then I have to get it all the way to where the filter is, right? And so, like, I have to seal around the filter. So it's like, alright, from there, that's a real ram air. It'll store pressure. Some amount of value of pressure will be stored. That's how that works. But, yeah, I mean, like, it can handle that. It apparently has some amount of, pressure sensor in the ECU for standard shit.